Greetings and welcome to this edition of
Positronic.
I'm Barry P. Cook. I want to talk to you about the latest episode of Supergirl. It was called I Believe in a Thing Called Love. And it starts off with Lex Luthor telling Nixley that he's from the future, and not only the future, but the future of a different timeline, which I guess we're not going to get into how that works exactly. It's just, we're just going to have to take that as the explanation for how he's there. He also tells her that in the future they're partners and very good friends, and that he can help her get what she wants. But when she realizes who he is and that he sent Supergirl to the Phantom Zone, she decides that she doesn't like him very much, because she knows what it's like to be sent to the Phantom Zone, obviously, at which point he teleports himself away. The Super Friends hatch a plot to draw Nixley out so that they can do her in. I wrote that. Alex shows up at the tower looking for Kelly because the ring that she had ordered to propose to her with has come in. Non is glad to see Lex and lets him know that Lex's mother put him on the board of LexCorp, which Lex takes in stride before telling Non that Nixley is the love of his life. Alex tries to book the restaurant she was in when she first realized that she loved Kelly for the night so that she can propose, but finds out that it's booked and she can't. The Super Friends use a fake totem to lure Nixley to a location where they use magic to trap her, courtesy of Lena. And an epic fight ensues during which they get her down, but Lex shows up and blasts them all back, allowing Nixley to recover, at which point Lex teleports them both away. Lena, of course, is more than disturbed about the fact that Lex has now reappeared. Super Friends decide to try to create a shield that they can use to protect themselves from the totems that Nixley has. John makes an attempt at passing the trial of the Courage Totem by returning in his mind to a time when he failed to save some fellow Martians during an attack by the White Martians. Lex passes on information on the location of the Love Totem to Nixley, sort of anonymously, and at the same time, Dreamer figures out where it is, which is Portugal. So Team Supergirl shows up there with Supergirl herself in her protective, armor suit, just as Nixley shows up, at which point they employ the shield, which doesn't really work. The good news is that the totem that Nixley was trying to get disappeared before she could get it. Kara tells Lena that she needs her help to protect her from losing her humanity if she activates the humanity totem to deal with Nixley, and when Lena seems hesitant because she doesn't want to hurt Kara, Supergirl reminds her that she's a strong member of their family and she'll succeed. Nixley goes to see Lex for help, even though she, I guess, doesn't like him, and he shows her an improved globy thing that they had both enhanced with future tech in his timeline, and it locks in on the Love Totem. It turns out that Kelly is the one who had booked the restaurant because it was also where she first realized that she loved Alex, and they both try to propose to each other at the same time. But it turns out that the Love Totem has beamed itself right into Alex's coat pocket, replacing the ring that she had gotten, because it seeks out love. Nixley, of course, then shows up, and there's a confrontation, at which point Supergirl unleashes the humanity totem as Lena tries to protect her from its effects with her magic so that she doesn't lose her humanity. The Super Friends almost succeed at taking care of Nixley, but Lex once again rescues her. But it seems like the Love Totem was rendered inert by a blast that John hit it with. Alex ends up proposing to Kelly, who accepts, which was cool. Lex confesses his love of Nixley to her, causing her to warm to him. And he also lets her know that the Hope Totem had reconstituted itself after it was destroyed, and that he suspects the same thing will happen to the Love Totem, at which point we see an image of the Love Totem spontaneously appear on the back of the neck of Alex's and Kelly's child as a tattoo. So is she now the Love Totem? That's an interesting sort of development. We'll have to see what that comes to. John Cryer is an excellent Luthor. It was great to see him back. This whole idea of a coupling between him and Nixley is interesting, given their very sort of over-the-top personalities. But the idea that he could love another person is kind of foreign to the character, to my knowledge, to this point. So, he acknowledges this, but I don't know why they saw a reason to go in that direction. They never had a problem coming up with motivations for Lex to do the things that he does. So why they went with that specific, like they could have come up with anything. So I don't know why they're doing that. I don't know. Maybe we'll see where it pays some sort of dividend that that another sort of story point would not have brought about. I think this was an okay episode. Nothing terribly great about it. I think it was interesting what they did with Alex and Kelly, because I didn't see it coming, and normally I could see that kind of thing coming. I didn't see it coming that she was going to be the one who had booked the restaurant, so that Alex, which caused Alex to not be able to. I didn't see that coming, but I should have. But that was pretty cool. And it was cool that they both wanted to propose. And I think it was cool that they made it such that the love totem appeared in Alex's pocket because it seeks out love. I think that was a cool thing that they did. I want to talk real quickly about the scenes between Lena and Supergirl in this episode, because I didn't really notice it. I mean, I might have noticed it a little bit, but apparently there's reason to believe that Kara and Lena might get together. If you ask some people, and they call it Supercorp. I guess it's Supergirl and LexCorp. And I wouldn't have thought that up to this point, though I did think that they were two women who cared for each other very, very much. And I've always loved that. But I didn't see it going in a romantic direction. But I have to say, this last couple of sort of scenes they've had where Lena is talking to Supergirl, it sort of seems maybe like Lena does, in fact, have romantic feelings for Kara. I don't get that same vibe from Kara in Lena's direction, though. So I don't know. I don't know if the writers are planning to try this. I don't know. So that'll be interesting to keep an eye on, because it's something that may happen, and something that a certain segment of the fan base thinks should happen and actively is rooting for it to happen. So we'll have to see. But I will be back with a review of the next episode when it airs. Until then, my friends, I wish you all peace and long life.